Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis updated commodities, work our way through the dollar yields, precious metals, and commodities ETFs that I follow. I'll interject my financial opinions as we go through it together. And if you need help with anything, check out finding-value.com, where I dive deeper into all these sectors, looking for investment opportunities and sharing those opportunities with everybody in the community. Special is a coupon code that you can enjoy both monthly and yearly savings if you'd like to use it. It ends up being $25 for the first month only on the monthly membership. And then the yearly membership is a $100 discount, and it ends up being $500 for the entire year. All right, let's dive in, take a look, see what's going on today. Starting with the DXY like we normally do. I see a nice tight pullback with small little red candlesticks pulling back. We've got support there with the wick at the bottom. I still think everything's game on for it to move higher until I see more selling pressure. Um, in order for me to be convinced that we're heading lower, we got to really start to punch out of this thing, which I haven't seen yet. So this pullback is similar to this pullback, which is similar to these small little red candlestick pullbacks that I generally see in the market for just small consolidations. So I still think that the dollar is going to go higher. Now we have a little bit of weakness, a little bit of weakness in yields. 2-year yield down a little bit, but again, that we're still squeezing into this corner and nothing's changed. I still think that this will eventually work its way on up, even if we get a false breakdown. Where it does something like that, I still think we're going higher. It would be a false move to the downside doing a retest. So I think we're going higher longer term, short term. We're squeezing in the corner. We'll see which direction we go. 10-year yield. I think we're going higher in the 10-year. We've got nice little bounce, good bounce off support. Small little candlestick today, but still looks good to go and move on higher eventually as we squeeze into the corner. There's the corner there. 30-year yield up a little bit today. It's in the same situation as the 10-year. We've been squeezing into a corner. We're sitting on top of support. There's the support structure. Well, we're not on top of it yet, but we're close to it. And I think eventually this is going to break to the upside of all this. Now, this looks good to go higher. This does not look good to go and come on back at the moment. What I mean is it could be a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder, and we could break on out. But we'll see if that's the case. A little premature to say that that is in fact going to happen. The longer term, I think we're going higher. Prices are flat today. They were heading lower, at least not this trading session, but the trading session before, and it still looks pretty negative to break lower in the long term. The 2 and the 10, we did get some yield curve uninversion where the curve, the third, so this is the 2 and the 10. The 10 went down less than the 2-year. And that uninverts the yield curve. Now, could we break out of this and head lower? We could. Maybe they're going to lower interest rates. Maybe we get a big move up in gold and silver, which we're kind of doing already. And then we flush out to the downside for a period of time. And then we recover and turn higher at some point. And then usually when that occurs, they do stimulus and all sorts of crap. If it were to do that, we're still within the box. We're heading a little bit lower here in the short term. It would be similar to each one of these pullbacks in history. If we head lower, I would look for higher gold, higher silver, which we have. And then we would see lower oil or oil that will stay low for a little bit longer if that does break to the downside. TYX TNX ratio is heading higher. That is generally a tailwind behind gold, but we did not see gold go up today. Gold was down $33, $34 an ounce. We're in this little uptrend here in the short term. Still looks good to go higher. I don't see any large selling pressure reversal candlesticks, and everything looks okay. Silver slightly higher. That's broken out of this cup and handle, and things still look good to move on up. Pretty big move here those past 3 trading sessions before today. It still looks good there. Platinum down slightly, still looks good to go higher. Those are just small little consolidation candlesticks that we're seeing today. Uptrend still intact on the longer term. Palladium up 2.5%. That's working its way on up. Looks good to continue higher. We've broken out of this falling wedge. Everything's a-okay to go to the upside. Looks really good. And it's good on the long term. Falling wedge, base, breakout. Looking good. XEU to gold ratio down 1.16 today. We're in this little uptrend there. We're hitting a little bit of resistance coming across, but everything looks good, guys. Small red candlestick. I think we're going to break out and move on up, probably in the short term even. GDX down 1.4%. Still looks good. Nice little wick at the bottom. A little bit of resistance right where we're at. It looks good. And that goes for GDXJ. It's the same setup. And SILJ, same setup. A little bit of resistance. Big wick at the bottom. People buying it up. That's not strong selling pressure. Crude oil down 1.16. We're still consolidating, unfortunately. We're in the flag pattern, and that hasn't broken yet. And we could consolidate even longer if we get the yield curve to uninvert to some extent. Maybe we chop sideways for another 5-6 months. It's completely possible until we hit next spring, summer. We've got TTF gas down 1%. I'm in the camp that this is going to slingshot. So it's pulling on back. We've been pulling back in TTF gas. We'll see where this ends up and bottom. I think this is going to be a good spot to potentially purchase. We may even pull back as far as here as a pullback, and that would be a excellent entry point. Granted, most of the natural gas companies are based in America that I look at, but TTF, that would be a good bottom there. Natural gas in America down slightly, still above support of this pattern there. We're on top of a channel. That's the channel all through here. And we're heading higher. It looks good. So I think we're going higher. Trend still intact. Our boy XOP, yeah, you know me, down 1.5%, still between resistance and support. There and there are the resistance and support areas. And I still think this could go higher. I don't see anything to worry about in the short term yet. We've broken out of the flag pattern to the upside. Everything looks good. OIH, very similar. We're in an uptrend. Everything looks good. Now, how do I pair off the decline in the 2 and 10 yield curve, oil price, and these charts all together, right? Well, maybe we don't go down in the yield curve. Maybe we go up and we break to the upside of that rectangle that I was showing earlier. Because these look good. It looks like money's positioning in these. So then that has a stark contrast to the short-term market movements of the yield curve uninverting and these going in an uptrend. We've got Newcastle coal futures up 0.5%, still between support and resistance. And there's the support and the resistance above us, bouncing back and forth, ping-ponging. Sprott Physical Uranium Trust up 1.8%, looking good. This could put together a little bit of momentum move here if we can. It's looking better, and you can kind of draw a little bit of a trend line coming down like that. That's kind of what I'm using for my opinion. It's kind of like a squeeze, and maybe we can get some momentum being generated here. Uranium futures pricing still chopping sideways, looks good, not bad. URA up 2.4%. That's broken the falling wedge, still looks good to go higher. URNM, same thing, and URNJ is the same thing. They're all trading similarly. So that does look like it's going to try to work its way on up. It looks good. Nickel, still chopping sideways. We haven't, no new updates there. We've got copper down 1%, doing the bloody nose thing on the weekly candle, but just slightly lower. Not a reversal candlestick, still looks good to go higher. COPX, a little bit of selling pressure, but that's just a continuation pattern to go up. Everything still looks good. Think of this on a weekly formation being just a small bloody nose where we continue on up. Lithium down slightly up against resistance. Not a lot of selling pressure. Looks good to go higher. And this is just consolidating up against some resistance to break through. REMX down slightly, just a small little flag pattern pennant formation. Looks good to go higher. We're in an uptrend. Higher lows, higher highs, with a small bloody nose on the weekly candlestick. Iron ore continuing higher, looking good. We could break through this last resistance area. Everything looks good to go higher for iron ore. This looks really good, actually. This could really move for iron ore. It looks, we've got some resistance through this area here. We just got to get through that. And then we'll hit other resistances as we go up, but it looks good. Aluminum doing a flag pattern on the monthly candlesticks. And we're in this resistance box. And that's what the little candlesticks are. This is weekly there. If we go all, there's the month or weekly candlestick, sorry. Baltic Dry Index continuing higher, up 0.9. That still looks good to go higher. We've got emerging markets up a little bit, trying to break out of this resistance. It'll get through it. It looks good to go and really rip at some point. This will be a launch pad. Mu up 0.3, putting in the right-hand shoulder of the inverted shoulder head shoulder pattern. Everything still looks good to continue on up. KRE down 0.5%. Still looks good. Not a huge reversal candlestick or anything like that. Lots of buying pressure in here. The green army is showing up. We just have a small little down candlestick. A little bit of resistance coming through this section through here, perhaps. XHB down slightly. And this is just a little consolidation. Looks good to go higher. We broke out of this consolidation, and then this is consolidating to break higher again. So that looks good. We've got Russell down slightly, but still above support of this falling pattern that we've broken to the upside, so that's still bullish. S&P is still bullish because this is a pattern that we've broken to the upside that's downward facing. That is a bullish formation to break higher. NASDAQ, same thing. Downward facing, broken to the upside, above support. Everything looks good. Dow Jones sitting on top of support, looks good to go higher. We've got the XLI, which is in a consolidation rectangle, but everything still looks good. We entered this upside and then consolidated, and then most likely will break upward. SMCI looks like garbage. That's putting in a inverted flag pattern to head lower. There's the guy there. He's not happy. We've got NVIDIA up 0.77%, looking like it's trying to work its way on up. That's a bullish engulfing yesterday. We'll see if there's any follow through there. And this is must be a downward facing falling wedge. Bitcoin heading higher. It looked pretty nasty yesterday, but it was up today. Good bounce today. Ethereum also bouncing quite heavily, 6.65%, and that's still holding on. MicroStrategy also up 5.78, but we're up against support, guys. I don't know if this has more downside. You can see Michael Saylor is very worried. So maybe we do something like this and then roll over. And then the VIX is down 3.72%. That's holding steady in the rectangular box. No new updates there, and we are still in control of the market. We are Federal Reserve and Dissent, I should say. But that's all I've got for today, guys. So give me a thumb up for the content. Subscribe to the channel. Specialist coupon code. And that's all I've got. Look for a midweek update that's being released later today, Tuesday night. You guys can see what my opinions are on the market. So if that interests you and what my opinions are and what I think looks like good entry points, definitely sign up and then check out the midweek update that I'll be releasing on the website. All right, guys. See ya.